Most of us learned in high school that the United States fought a war against Mexico between 1846 and 1847. But very few of us understand why the war happened and, more importantly, what were the lasting effects of it upon our nation. I'm Josh Hall, and today let's take a quick look at an obscure but important part of our past in this edition of 4-Minute History. The westward expansion of the United States exploded in the early 1800s through the Louisiana Purchase and other treaties with Great Britain. This was largely confined to the middle and northwest of the continent, with Spain still dominating the southern portion of North America. The decline of Spain as a world power resulted in Mexican independence in 1821. As a new country, Mexico struggled with strong continuity of government and ability to provide control and defense of its entire territory. This was particularly true in the north of Mexico, whose communities were frequently raided by Native American tribes. Mexico encouraged American immigration to the Texas territory in order to defend against these attacks. But after several years of heavy migration, Mexico became concerned over the demographic of Texas, and in 1829 outlawed slavery in order to discourage further immigration. Further measures taken by Mexico sparked an insurrection and the formation of the Republic of Texas. Now, during this time, the United States Democrat Party wished to expand the nation in pursuit of its manifest destiny. This drive was encouraged by southern states which wanted to add slave states to the Union in order to maintain its political power. Mexico, meanwhile, underwent political turmoil, and Texas assented to annexation to the United States as a slave state. The border of Texas and Mexico was never officially settled between the U.S. and its southern neighbor, and as the Mexican government weakened, Democrat President James Polk saw an opportunity to gain more territory for the United States. First, Polk tried to buy Alta California, or what we know as California today, and Nuevo Mexico, or New Mexico, without success. With this effort failed, Polk sent an army under future U.S. President Zachary Taylor to the disputed territory between the Rio Grande and the Nueces rivers. One skirmish led to another, and soon the U.S. declared war, the same war that Polk wanted. The U.S. handily won the conflict in just over a year, highlighted by General Winfield Scott's amphibious landing at Veracruz and his march to Mexico City. When the war ended, the U.S. now controlled all the continental territory of the current United States, aside from a small portion called the Gadsden Purchase on Arizona's now southern border. So why was the Mexican War important? Well, first of all, the southern states had a disproportionate number of outstanding army officers who would later form the core of the Confederate Army during the American Civil War. Their experience and tactical expertise would help them overcome the numerical and resource advantage that the Union forces had. Secondly, the territorial acquisitions accelerated the political conflict between slave and free states. The issue of adding states to the Union as a slave state or a free state became the most important topic of the day, leading to the creation of the Republican Party, a party dedicated to containment and eventual abolition of slavery, and the demise of the Whig Party, one mainly concerned with economic policy.